32 teams in 32 days. You guys voted in on NFL.com. Over 200,000 of you and selected the Dallas Cowboys at number 11. Now, two of the top three reception leaders for the Cowboys last season were not wide receivers. Terrell Owens was Tony Romo's number one target. Tight end Jason Witten actually led the team in catches. T.O. was, however, the only 1,000-yard receiver. Jason LaConfora is back. Marshall, let me start with you, though. What is the effect going to be of Terrell Owens not in that Cowboys offense?
Well, let's just start with the fact that in the locker room, it'll be a little bit more quiet, not as divisive when things do not go well. But as for on the field, you can't replace what Terrell did, the stats, the numbers. And I think that when you look at Roy Williams and you figure, okay, well, maybe he might be able to help a little more, I don't think Terrell Owens is the stature that you look at. You look at a Michael Irvin and what Michael Irvin brought to the Dallas Cowboys, his leadership, his tenacity, his accountability is something that T.O. struggled with trying to live up to. And we know Roy Williams might have the same problem.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Roy Williams handles that whole leadership and being the number one guy and the go-to guy in a market like Dallas where the Cowboys rule all. The thing that I look at, though, in terms of T.O. is also sort of the Terry Glenn effect, because for a while Glenn was really the guy stretching the field there, and T.O., as he's gotten a little older, you don't see him get behind safeties unless somebody totally botches coverage, in a cover two situation or something like that. So, you mentioned Michael Irvin. Roy Williams has the size. Is he going to be able to be that deep threat as well, or will you still see guys like Creighton have to come in there and maybe be the guy who can blow past safeties?
Terrell Owens, 38 touchdown receptions, the most over the last 3 years of any receiver in the National Football League. You guys both mentioned Roy Williams. He had his best season to date in 2006. He surpassed 1,300 receiving yards, but his production declined the following year. And after week 6 last season, he was traded from Detroit to the Cowboys, where he struggled a little bit. It was hard for him to get in the system. He signed a 5-year, $45 million extension in October, Jason. And they gave up a first, a third, and a sixth-round draft pick to get him. Will he meet expectations?
That was a lot. I mean, even at the time, I was like, my goodness, that's a king's ransom. I mean, he's a very nice player, but I think what people have to realize here, and when you talk to defensive coordinators who face this offense a lot over their last few years, they'll tell you that quote-unquote number one receiver, he's not as important as you think. Witten is the man. You look at that team in third down situations, in key red zone situations, and watch Witten. He's being bracketed all the time. He's being doubled. So that's going to open it up a little bit for Roy Williams on the outside. And the reality is, will he meet the expectations of that trade and that contract? Maybe not. But that should be a multifaceted offense where he shouldn't have to bear such a heavy burden.
Hey, guys, we know this is a copycat league, and Jerry Jones is a guy that if he sees something out there, he's going to try to duplicate it or do it even better. And we saw Larry Fitzgerald. He wears number 11, and maybe he felt as if this guy, number 11, can maybe make those same kind of acrobatic plays. But the question is, does Roy Williams have the same kind of tenacity and go get it like Larry Fitzgerald does to be the best receiver in the game? And is he going to bring that element to the Cowboys?
All eyes, of course, are going to be on Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo. Marshall, why has he struggled in December?
Well, when you look at Tony Romo, it's pretty simple. The guy has a tendency to break down and not make good decisions. As we take a look at the playbook, you think about Tony Romo and his ability to move and his ability to throw the ball downfield. But late in the season, these are things that you just can't do. He's going to, I tell his eye on him. You understand what's going on. Throw this football away. Trying to squeeze the ball into Terrell Owens, bad decision. Late in the season, week 14. Let's go on. Late in the season against the Baltimore Ravens, Tony's rolling out. You understand you got guys covered. They have bracket coverage on each of your guys. You don't have anyone else getting out. You either run for the first down or throw the ball away. There's no need to make a play here. Your team is in the ball game at this time. Underthrow to who? I think that's Ed Reed. You know he liked to catch interceptions. Tony, do your homework. Here we go again. Tony Romo, he's going to get forced out of the pocket again. When you get flush, understand it's 3rd and 2, only in the second quarter. You could throw this ball away or run for the first down. You're a mobile quarterback. Instead, he doesn't identify that guy number 20 again. Yeah, he can get there. Got him again, picked the ball. This was a game that the Cowboys had to win in order to get into the playoffs. They lost to Baltimore at home, a disappointing game. Tony Romo understands in this league, you must learn from your mistakes. Late in the season, Tony's still making the same mistakes. Good quarterback, but a guy that continues to make the same old mistakes.
Jason, could conditioning be a factor with Romo? Is that why we hear he's supposedly trying to get into better shape?
I mean, it could be, but I'm going to piggyback on what Marshall said there in terms of maybe getting a little too carried away, full of himself, making plays that he could make in November and not in December. I'll let the numbers speak for themselves. November is his statistically best month by far. 119.2 rating for his career, 70% completions in November, 33 TDs to just 9 INTs. That's Hall of Fame stuff. December, he's a career 71.2 passer. That's about as bad as it gets. Completing only 59% of his passes, 14 TDs, and 19 picks. I wonder if he's feeling that mojo so much in November, everything's going right, he kind of gets a little full of it and feels like I can do whatever I want here. I can chuck it all over the place. It ends up in the DB's hands.
On the defensive side of the football, Cowboys are going through a bit of a makeover. Gone from last season, Greg Ellis, who spent his entire 11-year career with the boys. Also gone, starting defensive end Chris Canty, who made 3 sacks last season. Roy Williams out. They traded starting cornerback Anthony Henry to the Lions for John Kitna. Marshall, too many holes to fill here?
I don't think so. Hey, Wade Phillips is going to go back to calling the defenses. We're talking about the guy who, when you look at the Chargers, back in the day when he was their defensive coordinator, called great schemes, a guy that's hard to go up against. So you give me Wade Phillips, you give me Terrence Newman, and DeMarcus Ware, and I'm going to bet anything on them that they are going to get the ball back to this offense and allow them to put some points on the board.
Well, I agree. They've got a lot of potential there. And you mentioned DeMarcus Ware. To me, that's the key thing. They're going to have to get him signed long-term to an extension here and work that thing out because he's an absolute beast. He on many Sundays just can't be stopped. And there's 2 young guys there, high draft picks who haven't made their mark yet, who I think it's kind of going to be sink or swim time, for these guys. You got Mike Jenkins out there, among the DBs. Is he going to be someone who plays regularly? Could he be the guy to play alongside Newman? And Bobby Carpenter was a high draft pick as well. You've seen him a lot on special teams and in spot duty, but is he someone who's really going to, maybe become a starter in that linebacking core? So it'll be interesting to see if new guys float to the top because obviously they have had some transition there.